What are other ways we waste our energy? See, the key to health is this: conserving the energy of the body, not wasting it. I see people running around working out in gyms and working out and running marathons. They don't understand exercise is important, but over-exercising is just as bad as under-exercising. It's not even worse. Because we burn out our batteries too soon, and then when we don't get enough recovery time between that, we're creating even a bigger problem. You know, we need to get exercise, but we have to show temperance and things, and also not overdo these things. We need to understand this. So we have to think about this and say, what are other ways we waste our energy? Well, another thing is food combining. Do you know when you eat one food like an apple or a banana, they're excellent foods, but if you eat them together, they don't digest well, and they make the body work harder than it should to get what we need out of it. The key to health is not to make the body work more to get less, it's make the body work less to get more. That's the key to health. What are some other ways? Well, another way we can conserve the energy of our body is not eating too late at night, right before we go. I used to say right before we go to sleep, but people used to just eat late and then stay up later. So now I say not eat late at night. You know, our bodies are designed when the sun is out to digest the foods the most, when the moon is out and it's dark outside to digest the food the least. So our bodies have to work harder. We waste the energy when we do that. We should be conserving the energy. What's another way? Well, I learned this next one from my dogs I had. I used to put the food on the ground. By the time I got up, the food was gone. I said I never saw somebody eat so fast. And so I would eat with people. But there's something the dogs did that the people don't do. To this day, I've never seen a dog bark with food in its mouth. But I see people talking with food in their mouth all the time. They don't know how to chew their food. We have to understand we have an enzyme in our saliva, and we're supposed to mix the food with our saliva, so when it gets down to the body, our stomach does not have teeth. At least it's not supposed to. And by the time the food gets to our body doesn't have that much work to do because it's already pre-digested. But if you're gulping it down and talking and everything else, that's all right. I'll wait till you swallow the food before you say what you have to say. But people are just rushing their food and they're not thinking and so on. They're wasting the precious energy that our body needs. So we have to understand these things. So there are many other ways we waste the energy of our body. The harder we make our body work, and when it's unnecessary, the shorter we're going to live, the lower quality our life is going to be. Here's another example when we're sleeping. You know, one of the key rules to health is sleeping with your window wide open. And unless you're from Brooklyn, this works. You sleep with your window wide open and you're getting fresh air. Sleep outside. If you have a yard like this should be your bedroom. Sleep outside. You're getting a tremendous amount of air. Leave your windows wide open. But when you shut your windows and you put your air on, your heaters on and everything else, you're not breathing correctly. You're practically suffocating yourself. Making your body not be able to recharge its own batteries. And that's what people are doing. You know, the greatest sleep I ever get is when I sleep outside. You know, but it doesn't work because if you're out west, you sleep outside, they call it camping. You're out east, you sleep outside, they call it homeless. It's a big difference. But we want to make sure we're getting that fresh air. You know, then we understand about the negative ions in the air. When you're walking near trees and you're walking near lakes and streams and the ocean, you're breathing it in, you're getting these negative ions. That recharges the battery. But if you're in office buildings where you can't even open the windows and so on, and even if you're jogging next to a highway and you're getting all these fumes and so on, all these positive ions are creating your body to just use more energy than it should, have to deal with and fight off this disease and so on. So we have to understand these plain, simple truths that when it comes to health. But that comes down to the third part of it. Now I want to see who's paying attention. I said there were 3 parts. The first one was getting as much nutrients as possible. The second part was conserving as much energy as possible while you're getting those nutrients. What was the third part? Keeping the environment of your body as clean as possible. That was the third part. Keeping the environment of the body as clean as possible. What does that mean? That means keeping your blood clean. Dr. Otto Warburg, a Nobel Peace Prize winner, stated years ago, cancer can only thrive in a non-oxidated environment. Well, every disease can only thrive in an environment that's lacking in oxygen. When you overeat, eat foods late at night, eat the wrong foods, that's what you're doing. You're creating a lack of oxygen in your bloodstream, and that's going to create a sickness. The scriptures say in Leviticus 17:11, thy life is in thy blood, well, so is thy disease. We need to understand this. We need to eat the foods that contribute to our health. Revelation 22:2 in scripture says, the leaves of the tree are for the healing of the nations. Our Creator knew when He told us the ideal food for man was the seed-bearing fruits and plants, and He told us the greens have chlorophyll in them, which is almost identical to clean, well-oxygenated human blood. And when we drink the chlorophyll or eat the chlorophyll, we're putting that oxygen back into our bloodstream. That's why people with cancer and all these other diseases that are caused by oxygen depletion in their body reverse their condition when they stop eating the junk and they start taking in the chlorophyll-rich green foods. When you eat raw food, not only will it make you very healthy, but it'll make you talk very fast. So we understand all these things. So we have to make sure we're doing this. I want to ask everyone to please stand. I know it's very hot outside, but I'm going to show you a way to cool down right now. Everyone, the first thing you need to do, people don't breathe correctly. People don't breathe. I want everyone to take a deep breath. And if you're going to buy a book, let it out. Okay, good. Okay. And you can let it out if everyone can let their deep breath out. Okay, now, everyone, as high as you can, reach for the sky. Okay. If you saw the way this looked up here, okay. Okay, stretch as high as you can, stretch. Stretching and breathing. That's it. Stretching and breathing is life. That's so much. It's so powerful. You can put your hands down. Simple Paul said so. Okay, good. Now, everyone, we're going to do an exercise. As loud and as fast as you can, when I count to 3, I want you to clap 6 times. Okay? As loud as you can when I count to 3, clap 6 times. Ready? Wait, I didn't count to 3 yet. Oh, you're warming up, right? Okay. 1, 2, 2.5, 2 3/4, 3. Great. In case anyone left early, I just wanted to make sure I got a standing ovation. Thank you very much. You can sit